Alright guys, DJ the Guildmaster, Westmoreland Gamers Guild. So, if you can see, our very first two sections of this, we lost audio. So I'm going to kind of over-record this and talk about what's going on. My opponent today is Dave. Well, hey, Paul was there today too. He's one of our newer players. Fairly simple battle. It's going to be Dave's Dutch and Iraqis versus my National Guard / Marine Force. So one of the listeners, I forget his name now, suggested about maybe using Marine M60s as opposed to Army M60s. And kind of thought about it. They're very similar in points, a little bit larger platoons. So I'm right in this part, I'm going over what I'm running. So for the Marine section, it's going to be 3 groups of 4 M60s, command of 2. Then I'm going to also have a set of 2 tow Humvees and a set of attack platoon Humvees. It's like they're scouts. Also, I'm running a mid-sized group of Marines. So I think it's like 6 bases of infantry, 1 mortar, 2 smalls, and 2 dragons. So I kind of maxed it out. I didn't have AVVs, so in future videos I'm probably going to run them in my Hueys if I do run the Marine formation again. I'm still trying it out. I played 2 games with it. This was the first game. They perform fairly decent. It's weird getting used to their rules. Then, but on to my Mechanized Infantry. So they have a 113 Scout, set of 3 mortars, 2 full platoons of 113s, dragons, you know, the standard, 1 command, and then for formation support, my 2 air cobras that I keep taking and getting killed, 1 FO for my mortars, and then I actually made my Val 136's full 4-man group today. The 2 there you see are kind of proxy. There's 4 of them there. The idea is I pick maneuver in our mission, and I'm going to play very aggressive with it. I'm going to try to capitalize on having speedy M60 tanks. Dave's force, as you will come to see here in a moment, isn't as large. I mean, tank-wise. So, like I said, I'm going over my list here. Some of the nuances with it. It was a really good game. So the idea is use the air cobras, hide them, pop up and shoot. Use the tanks to push forward with the infantry. And once I get my Hueys for the large group of Marines, the 2 mech platoons will stay in the rear holding objectives while the large one goes and attacks. Now we're going into Dave's force. He's playing Dutch with Iraqi allies. So as you can see in his force here, he has 2 groups of 3 of the cannons. I think he said these are minimum size platoons. But basically, like, they have the dragons and everything. Then he has a group of 3 Leopard 2s, a group of 120 mortars for 3, 3 of the Gepards, which I'm not sure exactly what the Dutch nomenclature is, 1 FO, as he's pointing out there, a group of paladins, which is good, the FO will use, and then he has a set of 4 Rolands, which is the bane of my existence, and then he has 2 of the transports, not the little scout vehicles. For the Iraqis, he's actually running a T-72 company, so he has 1 HQ, and then 2 groups of 5 T-72s. The better version of the highest version of the Iraqi tanks, and then he's also running 5 BIMP 1s with I guess the full infantry complement minus their anti-aircraft missile. Basically, it's their version of a Stinger. And I know for his reserves, he put one of the Iraqi platoons in reserve, and he put the Leos in reserve. I ended up putting in one set of Humvees, the Val 136s, uh, one of my M60 platoons and my HQ M60s. Here's our board. Here's our stuff. I forget the exact mission, but someone basically put the board up for us, super highway. It's basically long table board in, so it's 8 off the sides, 4 forward. There's both of Dave's objectives. There's my objective there in the little housing complex, the other one next to the house. Dave put his in the corner of the wheat field, right here behind the trees. And the blue dice and the red dice are marking out our deployment zones, basically. Or not our deployment zones, where we put the objectives. Again, we're still lost audio. This is the beginning of my first turn. Oh, there's Greg, Samurai Greg, saying hi to everybody. So I put my big infantry platoon of Marines here in the trees, guarding that objective. That 113's off to the side next to the one gas station. All the troops are in there, and the group of M60 tanks next to them, they're going to push forward. The push on his Iraqi unit over here. You can see my air cobras are behind the trees by the mortars. Mech company. Oh, well, okay, over here. I have my 4 M60s. My 2 tows are in the woods. That was a big mistake. They didn't move the entire game because they got even bogged down. You just saw my FO. I put my ranged in marker over here so I could smoke across. And then this group here is on the objective. Here's his ranged in marker. I have some guys in the trees. My commander is right here for that group. And then their transports is right there above them. And I ended up, because of them sticking out over the board, my belly, I didn't want to knock them over. Yeah, that's pretty much it. There's all my stuff in reserve I went over. And there's his stuff. We should be getting audio back here fairly soon. So we're, yeah, that's what I have for my deployment. And then we'll see what Dave has done on his side for his deployment. All right, go ahead, brother. Go through your deployment there, Dave.
All right, I've got my T-72 Iraqi commander hiding over here.
Okay.
I've got a platoon that goes with him hiding in an ambush somewhere.
Okay.
I've got my Dutch YPRs infantry in their in their transports right now.
Okay.
I've got my Iraqi infantry in foxholes spread out.
Okay.
Protecting my 109s here in the forest.
Nice.
I've got my Rollins back here.
Oh, them damn Rollins.
Not the best spot, so I might be playing a shell game, moving them around.
Yeah.
I've got my BMP ones.
Okay.
They're kind of protecting them, so we'll see what happens here.
Yeah.
I've got my Dutch infantry spread out over here.
Okay.
The commander is hiding in his transport behind the building.
Okay.
Then over here I've got my observer hiding in the woods. My Berkennings allowed me to scout out a little bit. And then I've got my YPRs over here protecting this flank because I know there's the helicopters.
Yeah.
And then I've got my mortars over here as well.
Okay. Well, I moved my ranging marker while you were gone.
Okay.
And I actually elected to put it over here.
All right.
So I'm no surprise. I'm going to throw smoke in front of your BIMPs.
Yeah.
Try to force them to move so they're not shooting rockets at me. Because those are actually dangerous to my force. Because the Sagger can really knock out my M60s.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So do we roll C goes first for attacker?
Attacker goes first.
Okay. I'm saying I'm going to go for daylight. Only because my M60s, because they're Marine, have IR. And I'll take the +1 to shoot for nighttime. And if I move, I'm going to take +1 for 16. But we're pretty close. All right, guys. We're going on to American turn 1. We'll see how it goes. All right, so that was a really productive American first turn. I had 1 unit come in reserve, these guys. I didn't think they'd do much, but because of them being Marines and... Well, that sounds like I'm an anti-Marine. Because their tanks being Marines, they have accuracy, so I'm +1 over 16. They actually knocked out a base of infantry out of the building. And actually knocked out a roll-in. They actually they're hitting them on 7s. So they moved up. These guys kind of stayed still. My 113s moved up aggressively, fired their 50 cals, actually dropped an Iraqi base in the wood line. These guys moved up. This group of Pattons, they actually knocked out a paladin in the woods. He was just within 2. I was able to concentrate fire and actually kill him, which was pretty awesome. Over here, these 113s moved up, fired at the infantry in the buildings here. As you can see, I threw smoke across here, so obscuring some of his infantry and the bimps. Over here, these guys actually blitzed, and because of them blitzing, they didn't take the -1 for range. So the 2 toes in the woods fired, missed. These guys actually fired, hit the Gepards, but I know that's not what they're called for the Dutch.
No, they're Rolands.
No,
sorry, PTRLs.
The PTRLs actually destroyed one and bailed one. And then, kind of miraculously, my Air Cobra survived the AA, and actually they were able to see that Iraqi hiding over there, and they just bailed him.
Almost took out the battalion commander, turn 1.
Oh, man. So, we're going on to Dave's turn 1. We'll see what happens here. Main gun won't do much.
It's 16. You're right again.
Yeah, so, alright. Let me come on your side to record a little bit. Go ahead, Brother Ghost. Talk us through. A lot of stuff happened over here, and we'll get to it, but you really jacked up this mech platoon.
Yeah,
they're not too happy.
no, I made sure to ask which one it was, too.
Yeah. Okay, walk us through your turn, brother. Your ambushers I see popped up over here.
Yeah, I brought out that T-72 platoon.
Yeah.
They popped out, fired all their shots, managed to actually destroy one of them. I swung my infantry around,
Okay.
meleeed into them, and popped a bunch of the transports.
Popped 2 of the transports, actually.
And my artillery, or what was left of my artillery, shot in there.
A 155 went through the roof, and both guys failed their infantry save.
With ones.
Yeah, it's just totally. Listen, a 155 through aluminum hull roof is not good, dude. Like, it's not good.
He smoked my infantry, so I couldn't really do anything. But my 2 Iraqi RPGs took shots at him too, and managed to knock him out.
It knocked out another transport. Then the smoke, I know, forced you to move your bimps over here because you couldn't get good shots with the saggers.
Yeah, and then I moved my other YPRs out here. They took shots and missed. Everybody missed on this side of the board. I swung my PTRLs around, and again, for the second game in a row, that one tank failed his bog check, so he's stuck in the woods for another turn.
Well, he ready to command. He has to protect the mortars.
Yeah.
it's always what happens. We're going on to turn 2. I roll 2 dice for reserves. I have some unpinnings really to do, which is mostly this group here. Yeah. So, all right, going on to American turn 2. We'll be back. That was a very productive American turn. So I rolled 2 for reserves. 1 came in. I brought on my Marine Command, which let these guys blitz, which moved my dragons into range, which actually bailed this far Iraqi tank they could see, the 72. These guys neglected to stay so they can get the +1, or they wouldn't take the penalty for shooting. And luckily, they bailed out 1 Iraqi tank, knocked out 2, so they really hurt them. My HQ Marines, when they came on, they knocked out 2 transports, didn't do anything. Oh, it's too late now, I messed up. My infantry unpinned, run across into the auto garage, so they're there right now. These M60s moved up, knocked out 2 bimps, shot some infantry, didn't do anything. Shot this other paladin I could just see, didn't do much. 113s moved out of the way of the infantry, shot his infantry, didn't do anything. As you can see, my air cobras tried to shoot. The Rolands got them. Just how it goes, man. They're so hard to use. These actually fired. Dragons knocked out 2 transports here. These guys both failed their cross check, so they're stuck. I guess Humvees have a 4 cross check, which is dumb. These guys moved up aggressively. They actually bailed out his FO. Excuse me, sorry about that. Bailed out the FO and actually knocked out, you can't see because of the tree, one of the mortars they could see on the edge. So this is going on to Dave's turn 2. He has some bail-ins and some leaderships. We'll be back. All right. You guys can't hear it on camera, but it sounds like rain. It's pouring out there. All right, guys. So this is the bottom of Dave's turn 2. Very productive turn for you, at least against my light stuff. Go ahead and walk us through what happened, man.
We'll start over here. One jumped back in. The other one decided to stay out for a turn, so I did some moving around.
Yeah.
My infantry spread out.
Okay.
Shot 2 dragon shots over. Didn't do anything actually.
Yeah.
Or no, 1 dragon went over there.
Okay.
They fired over. Did manage to kill 1, bail 1.
Yeah.
Over here, my BMP 1s did manage to bail one of those guys.
This guy here.
Moving over, I fired all of this into those transports.
With these 3 guys and destroyed them, double bailed them all out.
Yeah, I had to do a lot of double bailing to get them going. Fired 2 dragons and 4 Carl Gustavs over there across to his patents.
Actually bailed 1 on the far side. I got really lucky with my armor saves. And then you threw smoke here with what's left of your mortars to help kind of shield or stop these guys and these guys from doing stuff.
I really need reserves next turn.
Yeah, I need to really push as hard as I can. And honestly, me not getting close enough to assault and me forgetting about the infantry in a building, I think's gonna push us back another couple turns. So going on to the top of turn 3, I'll get 1 reserve and then I'll roll, see what all comes in. We'll be back, guys. Huh? Oh, yeah, I am. I'll talk to you here in a second. All right, so that was the end of turn 3. I had 2 things come on, so I brought in my Val 136s, just train dashed them up so I can get within range next turn and start shooting. And my hammerhead unit came in over here. This guy failed his remount. This guy passed his leadership. So the 3 113 or the 3 M60s that were bailed out, they have a remount of 3 because they're Marines. That's why I'm trying them out. I rolled a 1 for each of their remounts. But I did pass this guy's leadership. These guys moved up, kind of shot over here, didn't do much. This one guy, he fired 2 shots, knocked out a tank, bailed 1. Over here, these tanks moved up, split some fire, shot over here, missed, shot over here, knocked out the last 2 bimps, and then I believe the 1 fired machine guns didn't do much. That guy failed his remount. Over here, these guys moved up aggressively, knocked out the last of the mortars, and also knocked out the FO. These guys fired their dragons across the field, didn't do anything. Over here, shoot. I forgot the range on my mortar. Oh well, it's a missed opportunity. These guys, they moved up, they assaulted the Iraqis. These guys out of this building, I went to go shoot. As you guys can see, there is no window, just a door. So I can't shoot out of that building. So I just had one of base assault out the door. He got mowed down. Stopped that assault. The tanks moved in. 1 bogged in the woods there. 1 got bailed out. And I actually crushed a base of infantry. They failed. And they all reversed backwards. So it's on to Dave's top of 3. He needs a reserve roll. Go ahead if you want to roll it, brother.
Come on, I need a 5. I need some more armor. Nope.
Oh my gosh.
All right,
he still has a lot of stuff he can do. Yeah. It's getting tight. Going on to Dave's turn 3. Dave, go ahead and walk through. You did a lot of stuff this turn, brother.
Yeah, first thing I tried to do was use my Verkennings to range in failed all three.
Yeah, you
So
tried ranging into my command here.
Yeah, so we came over here. What was left with the shooting did manage to destroy one of his patents, and he failed to do the bounce.
Yep.
Over here, we all tried to shoot everything we could from the PTRLs in. He saved them. He bounced all those.
Yeah.
My Pratt or my YPRs
Yep.
did manage to
Bail these two right here.
Nothing here, nothing here. This is where the blood and guts happened. I
Yes.
put a lot of shots from the one tank and my infantry stands into the building.
Yeah.
He only has one stand left in there.
They have a morale to do.
My Iraqis actually cleaned house here.
They cleaned it up. They bailed out two of the tanks, or one failed to get back in. He bailed one, and then these guys bailed the other one. And since he's far enough out, there's no one there, I was like, hey, just assault. And they blew up 3 tanks, which is huge right now. So this he was too far for him to consolidate into. So that guy's going to have to do a remount and a leadership. We'll see if that 3-up helps or not. Going on to turn 4. Last of my reserves are coming in, which is an attack platoon of Humvees. I'm not putting them in trees because that other group has been stuck there the whole game. They can't get out. All right, guys, going on to
Top of 4.
top of 4. We shall be back. We got lucky.
Player wins if they end their turn holding an objective on the opponent's side of the table. So you end your turn holding.
Okay. Wow, guys, what a crazy finish. I played super aggressive since I was maneuver. I guess that was the Marine getting in my blood a little bit. So basically, this guy over here, he rallied, shot, did nothing. These guys shot over here, did nothing. These guys moved up, did some shooting. This guy passed his morale because of the command. Moved over, knocked out both paladins himself. Then these guys moved over, shot, killed some infantry. Other stuff moved up. I killed the 2 Gepards with my Vows. They actually did something. But this lone tank assaulted the Iraqis. He missed both his shooting things. I actually didn't crush a base, but went to counterattack, and you rolled a 2. And because of the objective being live, that ends the game. It feels really bad you not getting any reserves in, brother. Like that's even I feel bad about that.
43 points didn't even come on. But I mean, we were holding really strong across the whole front. Just
I could honestly I cannot say it was the Iraqis that lost it for you because they held for how long and they knocked out a whole unit over here. It's just that I got extremely lucky with the counterattack.
Yeah.
If you made your counterattack, there have been 2 RPGs into my side, and probably been a dead M60.
Because even the Dutch counterattack is a 4+. It wouldn't have helped. Got rolling a 2.
Yeah. That's the part that kind of feels bad about not getting any reserves in. I'm lucky I got all my stuff in. Wow, that was a good game. It's weird. I'm trying to do more maneuver-esque games. You would have got them in that turn, didn't you?
No, I rolled a 4 and a 3. That wouldn't have got me anything either.
Oh.
That's the harsh thing about reserves.
Yeah. Especially whenever you have a nice, like the Leopard 2s. Then plus you had number 5 T-72s in reserve.
Yeah. You have all these guys here from the Dutch Iraqi Oil Company just hanging out in the box.
They're just like, hey, were we supposed to be somewhere?
Yeah.
Nah, I don't think.
Sipping some Turkish tea somewhere, just
some chai. All right, guys, we got to clean up. We actually got a full house today, from Team Yankee. What's up, Mark? So we got 3 tables going. A lot of people today, guys. If you like what we do, go ahead. I guess share it around, subscribe. I've been posting our videos to the Team Yankee Facebook group. He's pretty positive on there. And I forget the subscriber's name, but he's the one that suggested, hey, why don't you do Marine M60s, like those versus Army M60s. And I don't know.
You can't base it on that one turn where you just rolled 3 1s in a row for remounts.
No. But the leadership did help. It's kind of weird. I maybe will do that but I still like my National Guard theme, which it's still there. The mech's still there, but having a humongous honking unit of infantry is pretty nice. I may have to instead of buying the AAVs for them to run in, I may just use my Hueys that I'm currently building
Nice.
because they take Hueys for free, like versus the transport. I'm like,
Easy math hammer on that one.
yeah, because I already have the vehicles. I don't feel like buying the AAVs, even though they're an impressive model. I don't want one to. But all right, guys, this is DJ the Guildmaster. With what you know, Dave? What you want a handle? We gotta have a handle for the channel.
Not yet. We'll work on it though.
Okay, brother. Until next time, guys. Later.